Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Stay Grounded podcast. I am your host, Natalie Q, and I'm super excited to be doing this solo episode. We will be talking about the power of good habits and how to actually stick with them. So let's start off with, why are good habits important? Why should we even incorporate these things in our daily lives? Well, here's a list of a few reasons why. 1, they help you reduce stress and anxiety. They boost productivity. They make you feel good. When you feel good, it boosts your self-esteem and how you feel about yourself. It's really a source of pride in how you show up in the world. They set the tone for how you want your life to go, right? You're more likely to achieve the goals that you've set for yourself when you're constantly doing good things on a daily basis for yourself. And then they begin to trickle into all these different areas of your life. Professional, your love life, your personal life, whatever that would look like. And so it's important that we maintain these things. It's not only for the way we show up in the world, but really about how we feel about ourselves. And that could mean a million different things. But here's how my day kind of starts, because I love starting with morning rituals. I'm a big believer that you have to wake up and dedicate the first hour or two to just yourself. And that can look different, right? So for me, my habits that I try to maintain on a daily basis are meditation. I do some sort of workout. I journal. And then, guys, just a reminder, these habits, they don't always look the same every day. Of course, it is super, super important that you maintain these habits when you're first starting your journey. I've been doing this for so many years that I can kind of play around with it now. But I know that every day I'm doing something good, right? That can mean the gym for you guys. That can mean going on a walk. That can mean dedicating yourself to writing 6 pages a day. That can mean very different things, right? So how do we actually stick to these good habits? Because, right, you're telling me why they're important and what kind of habits I should maybe incorporate, but how do we actually stick to them? Because that's the hard part. It's hard to start something and then continue it. So here are a couple of things that I actually did in order for me to incorporate and maintain these habits. 1, you need to get very clear about what habits you want to incorporate in your life. This is important. Being intentional with a habit and having a why behind why you'd like to start, it keeps you motivated. Is it to maybe feel good? Maybe you want to learn something. Maybe you want to write a book. Maybe you want to feel less anxiety, to achieve something for yourself. You got to get clear about what new habit you want to start, your why, and you've already achieved your first step, right? So that goes into my second. Start small. This is super important, guys. So please listen up to this. I always say this, and you'll hear me say this in a lot of my episodes, that we live in a world that's so fast-paced that we think that we can get something we want and it will magically appear in our lives instantly. This is the most false thing I've ever heard. And also not a good way to approach your habits, because habits take time. They're muscles that you have to build within your life. And so you thinking that, let's say, in 1 month, you're going to 1000% not have any thoughts once you meditate, it's so unachievable. So instead of maybe putting yourself through the ringer and saying, okay, I'm going to do 30-minute meditations every day, just the thought of that sounds so exhausting. I started off with 5 minutes. Literally, I started with 5 minutes for almost 4 months before I even moved on to 10. But it allowed me to not feel so overwhelmed when I was starting the habit, because they're hard to stick to. And like I said, good habits are like everything else, guys. They're a muscle and we have to incorporate them, but you have to start slowly. I want to give an example that is so common, and this is going to the gym, right? A lot of people start their year and say, I'm gonna go to the gym 5 times a week. And then you kind of notice that by February, no one's really going to the gym. Why? Because people, instead of eating into going to the gym, you have not gone to the gym, let's say, in a year, and then you want to start going 5 times a week. Just me saying this out loud sounds overwhelming. And so why don't you maybe start off with 2 times a week and then commit to 2 times a week for 3 months? And that's actually what I've just started doing. So I have not done yoga or worked out in a really long time. And my intentions for this upcoming month of September, I'm like, okay, personally, what do I want to achieve? Okay, I said, I want to feel good. I want to be working out. I want to be active. And so instead of saying, I'm going to go do yoga 5 times a week, I was like, you know what? That sounds like a lot. Let me do 2 times. Let me try the 2 times a week for the next 2 or 3 months just to see how I feel. And I know, because I've started a lot of my habits very small, I know that gradually I'm going to feel so good doing this and showing up for myself that it's going to boost. And maybe even within the month, I'll boost up to 3 times a week. It's about starting small. This is just a reminder that when you take small and powerful steps into good habits, they really, really show a lot of progress. Yes, it's slow progress, but it's really the best progress. Maybe you want to start off, if you have no good habits, let's say, I'm sure you do, but I'm just saying, you just start by making your bed every day, every single day. Every day, it sets the tone for how you're going to start the day. And then once you conquer this small and powerful good habit, then maybe you want to add drinking 1 glass of water every time you wake up. And maybe it's not every day, but maybe you start with 2-3 times a week and see how that works for you. Because I'm telling you guys, there is a power in starting small and slowly progressing. They incorporate in your life and they begin to show up and in ways that you don't even imagine. So step number 2, start small. Please don't overwhelm yourself. We're not meant to go from 0 to 100. And yeah, it may take some time, but like I said, slow progress is really the best progress. So I'm going to move on to step number 3, the power of 1 more day. I have this podcaster that I listen to, Ed Milet. He's incredible. He's easily become one of my favorite advocates for self-love and self-care and self-discipline. And on one of his podcasts, he said, on the days that you don't want to show up and maybe you feel like giving up, just say, okay, what if I stuck to this 1 more day? And tomorrow, maybe I'll see if I feel like giving up. But today, let me try 1 more day in this routine, in this whatever it is you're working on. Just 1 more day. And you know, it's been very powerful for me because there are days that honestly, sometimes it's so hard to even show up for my community because I'm just like, oh, is this even going anywhere? Am I doing this? And am I making progress? And then I think about what he said. Okay, we'll just stick to it 1 more day. Literally 1 more day. If you keep going, even on the days you don't want to, this is the question that you want to ask. Okay, what if I stuck to this 1 more day? And then see how you feel tomorrow. And then the next day, if you're feeling the same and you want to give up, you say the same thing. Oh, what if I stuck to this 1 more day? 1 more day. It's so powerful, and it's the simplest question, yet the most powerful that it's impacted the way that I've really gone about this year. Because there have been a lot of times in the past couple years where I've just given up on things, and I think it's from not starting small, because everything that I'm telling you guys is everything that I'm learning for myself. So this isn't just stuff that I don't actually incorporate. This is stuff that I incorporate in my daily life. So just the power of 1 more. Okay, then we're moving on. And this one was a tough one for me because I am a recovering perfectionist, and it was just very tough for me to be okay with being imperfect. When you're starting off habits, it's really important that you have compassion with yourself and just know that not every day is going to be perfect, because this isn't about perfection. It's really about getting to know yourself, creating habits for a happier and healthier life. So let's say one of the days you fall short of doing your habits. Well, don't let that be reoccurring. Just say, okay, today wasn't perfect, but I'm going to open up to my imperfections and continue my journey. So let's say one day also you don't want to wake up and go to the gym. Okay, that's fine. So why don't you go for a walk? Not only does that provide you with a workout, but that also provides you with mental clarity, alone time. You know, there's a lot of benefits that come from, you don't have to be in the mood every single day to go to the gym, but movement in your body is super important. So maybe, okay, I'm going to go to the gym twice a week, and then 1 time a week, I'm just going to go for a walk. And allowing that to be enough, and allowing your imperfection to just make you human. You're human. And I feel like a lot of us forget that. We're just human beings. We're not supposed to show up 100% 24/7 or 65 days a year. It's hard. It's impossible. So have compassion with yourself and be okay with being imperfect. The next one And I did this, and this one was helpful. I picked a role model. So why do we pick a role model? Well, when you see all the good things that this person is doing and that you look up to, doesn't it feel inspiring? I feel like every time I see someone doing better than me, I'm like, oh my God, like there's possibilities. I can keep going. You know, you feel inspired to do the things that they do. To make themselves better humans, they have to keep going, right? So wouldn't you want to keep going when you see somebody else continuing their path? So look for a role model, someone that inspires you, someone that you look up to, and use that as motivation. You know, inspire yourself in different ways and allow this to help you become the best version of yourself. See what they're doing. I'm not saying mimic what they do exactly verbatim, but inspire yourself through the things that they do, the accomplishments, because I'm sure that they all have a story, and I'm sure that they're not there because it was easy. And so it also humanizes your experience to be able to know that somebody did certain things, but still also went through struggles. Not that we're happy they went through struggles, but we feel so relatable to them. So pick a role model, guys. It's one of the things that I did, and it really helps and inspires me. Not only can you pick celebrities, but pick people in your community that are doing things. They don't have to be these famous people to be role models. They can be people in your community doing big things. I have somebody, her name is Kita. She inspires me all the time. And she's this woman that I met through a community event, and she lives out in LA, and she just does really dope things for the community, and so she pushes me to keep going. So pick a role model, pick somebody, celebrity, community, whoever it is that inspires you to be the best version of yourself. Okay, and then the last thing that I have for you guys is, and this one is very important, and when I started incorporating it, it really helped motivate me even more. Reward yourself. Okay, give yourself your flowers. Okay, maybe after a month of incorporating these new habits in your life, you want to take yourself out to dinner. You have to know that starting and keeping these habits isn't easy, and so rewarding yourself with something you love or you enjoy is really essential to keep you motivated. Like, oh my God, I did this for a month, or oh my God, I did this for a week, or oh my God, I can't believe I'm 6 months in. Give yourself your flowers, guys. You deserve it. You deserve to reward yourself after the hard work. I rewarded myself, and I took myself out to, let's say, a glass of wine. And then I would take my journal. This is so funny. I took my journal one time and I started to write all the things that I was proud of for the month. And I started to realize like I had incorporated more good habits than I had thought I did. I was like, oh my God, I did all this? But we forget, we forget to give ourselves our flowers because we're so in it. And so this is a reminder, give yourself your flowers, reward yourself. Even if it's a week, that's a week that you didn't have before. That's a month that you didn't have before. That's 6 months of creating and incorporating these habits that were so difficult for you. Okay, so reminder, reward yourself, reward yourself. Okay, I hope that this episode was useful. I like to make these solo episodes short and sweet because I want to get down to the point, guys. I want to get you motivated. Start the new habit. I know that it's hard. I don't care if it's Friday and you're saying I'll start Monday. No, start today. Start drinking the glass of water. Start going for those walks if maybe the gym is not accessible to you. Maybe get somebody to help you stay motivated. If you haven't started any good habits, make your bed every day. I'm telling you, when you go into bed and you see a maid, you're like, wow, it's refreshing, guys. It's refreshing there's a power in good habits. There's never a flaw in incorporating good habits. You'll never hear someone say, oh my God, this is awful. I incorporated this good habit and I feel so awful and I'm so stressed out. You'll never hear that because this boosts your self-esteem. And the more habits you incorporate, the better you're going to feel. And that goes to you spilling yourself or pouring yourself out to the world, right? Because when you start to feel good, you start to give out good. But if you're feeling like shit, you're not eating well, you're not waking up early, you're just waking up, rolling out of bed and going to work, these all take effects in your life, guys. So please Start it today. I don't care if it's Friday, Saturday, Wednesday. Don't care what day of the week is. Please start. This is a beautiful way for you to start showing up for yourself. Beautiful. I promise you, you'll never regret it. And if you need accountability, DM me. I'm here to motivate too, because I know that this is not easy. You get to choose the next year, 5 years, 10 years of your life. And if you start today, I know that a year from now, you're going to be like, wow, I'm so glad I started today. So please go start today. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Till next time.